All right. Peace to the gods and goddesses, kings and queens, emperors and empresses, chiefs, chiefs, and priests of the motherfucking land. Hope you're having a great cosmic rising or a great cosmic night, depending on when you catch or see this video. Um, I want to speak. I know I said I wasn't gonna really do current events and shit on my channel like that, but this is something I feel like I should bring to everybody's attention because it's we gotta have those type of conversations, the most realest conversations that'll bring changes to humanity is the uncomfortable conversations. And if y'all watch my last videos, I said that America is not ready for war. Um, so I want to show y'all something, right? Hold on, I'm googling it right now. So hold on, y'all. Okay, so here we go. I got it right here. Even though I feel like this chart is capped, both and children. Yeah, both or shit of those. Okay, so I have the Global Obesity Observatory, right? Um, and when it comes to it says, yeah. Hold on, are you finding this? No, honestly not. So I got it right here. It says that these are the top countries for obesity. Um, and when we look down here, we see that United States is in the top 20. And if we do females, right? Excuse me. If we do females, United States would be top 36. And then if we do males, USA would be, hold on, where it go? USA is top 10. You feel me? And I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I think this shit is cap. None of these other countries, bro. I be looking at these niggas. Them niggas do not be looking obese out there. It's our country, bro. Everybody here fat than a motherfucker, eating all this greasy shit. Um, Here we go. The food is poison. What else? The food is poison, greasy shit. High cholesterol, diabetes, all that is going on in America. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think those statistics been played with. Because when I look at other countries and their people, they don't be as obese as us. I'm sorry, Tonga and all them niggas. I see them niggas. They said American Samoans. American Samoans are not fucking obese. Them niggas just big body. They're literally big body. That's how they're built. Go watch the movie with the what was it? Is it Moana? I think it's Moana, right? Hold on, let me make sure. Let me make sure I'm saying it right. Yeah, go watch the movie Moana with the big Samoan her and her I think it's her brother, the big Samoan nigga. You feel me? The Hawaiian people. Um they're naturally built like that. So when we talking obesity, unfit, America is number one. China ain't like that. All these other countries ain't like that. America is number one. So a lot of people are unfit. So if we can exclude a fucking war. Let's say a zombie apocalypse was just to fucking happen, right? And we ain't talking Walking Dead zombies, nigga. We talking World War Z zombies. Most of you niggas can't even you can't outrun that. Niggas can't even outrun a dog. Niggas can't even outrun a dog if you getting chased. Or hop a fence or hop a like a 6 foot, 7 foot wall with upper body strength. Like dead ass gang. So if World War III was to happen today, so many niggas is physically unfit. Like it wouldn't even take much to get a lot of it wouldn't even take much to bring the population down to like fucking 2 million, nigga. It'll take like 10 minutes. Let me not be that. It'll take like 7 hours. Put it like that. And that I gotta bring that to niggas' attention because like I'm gonna be real with you. To those that is physically fit, stay away from the people that's physically unfit. Because when shit go down, they're gonna be dependent on you like a motherfucker, and they're gonna be holding you back in dead weight. Simple. I don't care if them motherfuckers got a car, blick, whatever. When all that shit run down and run short, and you ain't got and it's just straight foot, feet, backpack, mind and Minecraft shit, got a craft shit. It's over with. They dead weight. a dead weight. Especially in the, if it, we can, like I said, we can exclude World War III, which is the most realistic perspective right now. Let's use an unrealistic perspective, like zombie apocalypse. If a zombie apocalypse happened today, shit, y'all niggas on y'all own, nigga. If you physically unfit, you on your own. Help me, please. Hell no. Yo, fat ass better, y'all better bust, nigga. Like, you better what? Hop on top of something, nigga. Like, hell no. Gone on that ass, boy. Gone on that ass. I ain't saving no nigga. I ain't saving no you. We only ran 1 minute. You already out of breath. Oh no. Oh no. Even with adrenaline, see, because you know adrenaline make humans go past their limits. You feel me? Adrenaline allow niggas to go past their limits. Even with adrenaline, niggas is cooked. You feel me? If you a nigga like me, adrenaline, that shit gonna make you Superman. But fucking, you know, Mr. Bob, who weigh about 300, 400 pounds, you feel me? Been eating cheeseburgers all day and shit. His ass cooked, nigga. His ass cooked. And I ain't gonna lie. To a certain extent, this still applies to niggas that's skinny too, nigga. You got a lot of niggas that's my size and unfit. You feel me? And I'm a smoker, nigga. So I know what it's like. Like niggas that you smoke and you stop your workouts, you stop all that shit, nigga, you lose your wind quicker. That's why I've been getting back and make sure to keep my wind on point. Get back in that gym, get back in it. Really ain't, I don't give a fuck about putting on muscle and shit. I want my conditioning right. I want to be able to breathe for long, you know, be able to breathe deep as hell as I'm running so it keep me it keep the momentum. And you know, I want to be able to hold my breath for long periods of time if I gotta hide underwater or some shit. Y'all niggas don't think about that shit, gang. Even to the ones that's on my channel, y'all don't think about that shit. I think about that shit, gang. So that's what I'm saying. Like, we could throw the zombies out the window because that's an unrealistic perspective. But World War III is on the verge. I got this clip here, right? Now, I got this nigga. He do be talking a lot of shit throughout the video, but I really don't give a fuck. You feel me? Because the news people don't be saying no shit anyways. You know, news is propaganda as fuck. So I got this video here, right? It says a U.S. Navy impounds entire ghost tanker fleet from Russia. Why are we fucking with the niggas who has the same amount, if not the same amount, more firepower than America, nigga? Who's also friends with another super intelligent powerhouse, China. The two biggest powerhouses on the planet is America and China. The only reason I can't really throw Russia in there because Russia ain't as technologically advanced as China or America. The biggest race right now is between China and America. It's like it's literally the fucking Cold War all over again. Remember the space race? Now it's the AI race. You feel me? Remember the civil rights movement? Now it's the fucking humanity rights movement. You remember the Black Panther Party? Now you seeing the Black Panther Party in the streets again. Like, we just reliving shit. Those who don't know their history doing it repeated. I see this shit. I'm like, yeah, we just living. We literally, nigga, for all I know, I probably was fucking Huey P. Newton. I probably was one of them niggas during that time. You feel me? Because I can recognize it. Only those who can recognize history, you 9 times out of 10 was in that one of those bodies in that past life, and you just reincarnated in this life again, in this modern day again. And in those who can see it, ooh, that shit deep. Y'all don't know how deep I just hit. Those who can see the shit that's going on today and know that this is the same thing repeating itself from previous history, that means you 9 out of 10 lived back then. You feel me? So you can see all the signs. You did? You can see, like I said, this is nothing but the Cold War again, but I think this Cold War gonna turn into a hot war real soon. Because why the fuck we messing with Russia? Then niggas talking about taking Greenland and da-da-da-da-da. We still ain't got the Epstein files. And Donald Trump, y'all forget, Donald Trump he's doing this on purpose so he don't lose the seat. He doesn't want to leave the seat. Remember, if the United States was to go to war today, we cannot have another election until the war is over. Look it up. We cannot have another election until the war is over, which would probably take fucking years on end. Look how long Ukraine and fucking Russia been at war. That shit happened in like that shit happened like during COVID. It's 2026. It's been 6 years, nigga. That shit still ain't ended. So if we go to war, we don't know when that shit gonna end. That shit could take years upon years. And once that means Donald Trump gonna be president for some years. That's why he moving like this. And the nigga, he don't give no fuck if he die anyways. He know he about to die. The nigga don't had a couple strokes. He be shitting himself. He no different. He no different than Joe Biden, but at the same time, he's a little more competent than Joe Biden, as we clearly see. But the niggas, he know he about to die, so he don't give no fuck. He's like, nigga, I'm finna run this bitch how I want to run it. He's on Hitler timing right now. That nigga Donald Trump is taking plays straight out of Hitler book, nigga. He taking plays straight out that nigga playbook. He like, yeah, we gonna run a screen here. Then you gonna come with the 2-3 zone. And then next thing you know, when they get the ball, we gonna full court press them. You feel me? Because they already can't handle our you feel me? That's what he doing. This nigga, what? He don't give no fuck about you. He finna run this bitch how he wanna run it. That's why he got his own little militia from ICE. ICE is, niggas think ICE is only here for martial law, gang. That's why they fucking over everybody. They don't give a this shit ain't for no immigrants. They got ICE on the streets because they know war's about to come, nigga. You know how long America been comfortable? Y'all niggas been too comfortable, my nigga. You niggas been too comfortable. The last time we was uncomfortable was 9/11, and before that was Pearl Harbor. But that wasn't really major shit. 9/11, they just hit some buildings. We ain't seeing full-fledged strikes like fucking Israel and Gaza. We ain't seeing full-fledged missiles barraging cities like Ukraine and Russia. We ain't seen that yet. We ain't seen that yet, gang. We long overdue for it. Like, I'm literally on edge every day just looking up at the sky like hoping. Nigga, don't, please, I don't want to see no ICBMs. Please, I don't want to see no ICBMs. I don't want to see a bright light. I don't want to see 10, 12 bright lights flying down from out the sky. Next thing you know, boom, boom, boom and shit. Nigga, Russia got something called a dead hand. Nigga, that's some hard shit. I ain't gonna lie. That's some hard shit. Them niggas got something called a dead hand, the dead hand protocol. So even if we was to get rid of all of Russia, you know, top officials and the president himself, nigga, they have something where their missiles can keep firing even if all their military is dead. That's some cold shit. And I don't even think we got some shit like that. Now, I did hear when Trump got back in seat, I did hear that we have something called a golden dome, which is, you know, fucking Israel, they got an iron dome. Shit, nigga, they said we got something called a golden dome. So I don't know what the fuck that is. I don't know. And then with the Venezuela shit, nigga, they hit them soldiers with the shit off Stranger Things. You remember the season 5? They was hitting L with them damn big ass, whatever that shit is. She's like, God damn, I can't hear, bitch. This shit hurt. That's what they hit them Venezuelan soldiers with. So I'm like, damn, I can only imagine what the fuck we got in our arsenal. But at the same time, I'm not really worried about getting attacked from the outside in. I'm more so worried about getting attacked from the inside out. You know how many foreign motherfuckers is in the country? And I'm not even talking about the Hispanics, nigga. They belong here. It's been historically proven that, nigga, Hispanics been in America since the fucking Mayan civilization times. Hispanics, Latinos, they been here. I'm talking about these goddamn Indians, these Chinese niggas, these goddamn Pakistan motherfuckers, Arab, they just coming in this bitch. And nobody ain't questioning that shit. You think these niggas here to get a good education and escape they fucking, some genuinely is here to change their lives. They want to get away from that fucking harsh lifestyle. But they just don't know that y'all some of y'all people following y'all here too to bring that lifestyle here. Y'all just don't know. You thought you came here for a good life, huh? No, you didn't. You finna experience the same shit here that you was experiencing over there. It's just gonna be 10 times more intense because it's America. And everybody here got guns. That's the only difference. So, you know, niggas gotta understand. We got a lot of motherfuckers here that ain't supposed to be here. And a lot of them ain't here just for a good life. No, some are here as sleeper cells. Iran already told niggas, I got plenty of them here. That's why he ain't gotta launch shit. I got plenty of them here and we got cyber attacks. That's all we gotta do is hit you. Most other countries know all we gotta do is hit America from the inside out. Our biggest weakness is letting everybody in this motherfucker. I feel like nobody should. The only motherfucker that can come to the motherfucker is you know, Europeans. Since white folks are already here, don't stole all the land and shit. They can let, you feel me, Europeans. If we keep this on a 3D perspective for the political motherfuckers, but if we keep it 12D, nobody should be here but blacks and Hispanics, because that's who this land originally belonged to. And only motherfuckers that can come here is Africans, because they've been selling over here since Mansa Musa. Mansa Musa came to America, digged down a couple of them American Atlanteans, and you feel me, kept it moving. He got to make that money. But back on the 3D perspective for these 3D bot ass NPCs, if we keeping it real, only Europeans should be allowed here. Not all these other niggas. Because we don't know what their intentions is. But too late for that. And 9 times out of 10, these niggas are already near critical nodes of our government, where they can easily bring us down. America got weaknesses. Every bully has a bully. Simple. Every bully can be beaten up. Simple, nigga. So, if shit was to ensue today, most niggas wouldn't make it. Because not many niggas ain't physically fit. Most niggas ain't even mentally competent. You feel me? To think quick on their feet. Most people, like I said, 3 things gonna happen when shit pop off. Niggas either gonna fight, freeze, or flight. They either gonna fight some shit, they gonna freeze the fuck up, or they gonna run away. I call it the holy trinity of panicking. The holy trinity of panicking. Niggas just move based off of primal instinct, the reptilian part of your brain. You got 3 parts of your brain: reptilian, limbic. Reptilian, which is just responsible for merely instinct, like an animal. That's just the stem of your fucking brain. The limbic part is responsible for your emotions. You feel me? And then your frontal lobe is responsible for your critical thinking, thinking outside the box, higher states of consciousness, intuition, logic, logos. Most niggas ain't even in their frontal lobe. Most niggas' frontal lobe ain't even properly developed. That's why we see so many mental health issues in America. So many motherfuckers just do dumb shit. Niggas getting bolder now. Motherfucker walk into Walmart. Excuse me. Motherfucker walk into Walmart and buy up all the fucking tissue. Remember COVID? Everybody went and bought up fucking tissue. I'm like, damn, what happened to buying batteries? All the water, canned goods, peanut butter, crackers. That should be bought up. What the fuck you buying tissue for? What you gonna do with it? That was the dumbest. That's what I mean by there's a major mental health crisis in America. Ever since they got rid of asylums and shit. I mean, yeah, we still got crazy homes and shit, but it's not like I used to be back in the day. Back in the day, they had plenty of them asylums to keep them niggas in there. But I don't know what the fuck happened. All them hoes shut down and now they let all them out. And then you gotta remember, these people be reproducing too. So what happens when if you got a stupid nigga that meets a stupid bitch, what you think gonna happen when they have sex and have a baby? And that baby gonna grow up to be what? Stupid. It's that simple, nigga. This is basic. Nigga, this is literally basic nature. Laws of nature. Sciences of nature, nigga. If you got a smart man and meet a smart woman and they have sex and make a baby, what that baby gonna turn out to be when he get older? Smart than a motherfucker. Man, it's finna get bad, but we gonna play this clip. It ain't gonna be too long of this, though.
Vessel after spending weeks evading U.S. forces. And tonight, the new demand now coming in from the Kremlin.
Yes, that's right. The Russians want their oil tanker back desperately. And what nobody's talking about is this seizure represents a reset of the global deck.
And I just want to say, this is not no blunt. This is a black amount. It's been like 2 or 3 days without weed so far. But the blacks, I'm working on that, y'all. Fuck you. I'm working on that. But I'm cool. You feel me? I'm cool.
In a big way. A way that is very bad news for the Kremlin, because the oil in this tanker was sanctioned illegal oil from their former puppet state, Venezuela, the sale of which was propping up not only that regime, but also the regimes in Iran and Cuba, while sustaining Russia's war effort. And right now, Russia's puppet states, they're all collapsing in unison, and that's got people in Moscow thinking they could be next.
Tonight, the bold U.S. seizure of 2 oil tankers accused of transporting sanctioned Venezuelan oil, including a Russian-flagged vessel that had been evading U.S. forces for weeks.
Let me tell you what it's doing. I think he is fully suffocating Putin to the point where you ever gone into a fight and the guy is choking you and you're willing to do anything and everything to get out of it, or else you're going to pass out and you do something really dumb and reckless? What's Putin's next move?
Near Iceland, that Russian-flagged tanker seized, the Marinara, formerly known as the Bella 1, being pursued by the U.S.
Ooh, boy, the U.S. moving like prime, I ain't gonna lie, the United States military, they moving like the prime Delta Force in Modern Warfare 2, nigga. I swear to God, those niggas moving like prime Delta Force.
Coast Guard. That vessel also linked to Venezuela's illicit oil trade, eluding capture for weeks.
There can be a line, in fact, drawn from Venezuela across the Atlantic Ocean and then over to Russia's war in Ukraine, as we're seeing it here. Remember, Russia's own exports of oil, funding its own invasion of Ukraine.
The carrot and the stick, right? The carrot has always been stop the war in Ukraine and join us and let's do a lot of business. We'll buy all your oil again. The stick is we're going to slowly strangle you and there's nothing you can do about it.
Man, don't you pressure. I'm telling you, we are fucking with the wrong ones, nigga. Russia is not to be played with. Them niggas will fight to the... Them niggas like... Russia is like bloodlust. Like, how can I explain it? Like, you know how Goku got Ultra Instinct and he thrives strictly off controlling and balancing, his emotions, dodging and shit like that. Then Vegeta, Ultra Ego is strictly based off of getting hit. Every time you take damage, you get stronger, bloodlust. That's what this shit. America is like Goku and Russia is like Vegeta, nigga. We do not need to be fucking with a nigga that's gonna die behind their pride, nigga. That Russian pride, serious. I don't know. American pride is kind of, you feel me? But Russian pride, when I see how them niggas move and, documentaries and shit, I watch them niggas in the KGB. Them niggas ain't to be fucked with neither. Them niggas ain't to be fucked with. Them niggas be wrestling grizzly bears and shit. Oh God, them niggas be wrestling grizzly bear. Them niggas is not to be. Y'all better go look at that nigga Khabib, nigga. So even if them niggas get pressure, they still gonna apply pressure back. I'm telling you. And then China, they best friend, they is not to be fucked with right now. I'm telling you, them, if it come down to it, them niggas will send ICBMs.
So this little game the Russians like to play where they evade sanctions and fuel America's enemies, well, that game is over. And nobody's talking about how the conflict in Venezuela has allowed America under the Trump administration to put pressure on Russia like never before. And this rusting hulk that was just impounded was part of Putin's precious shadow fleet of ghost ships, dodging every Western sanction to keep the cash flowing for his endless war in Ukraine.
This is finna get crazy, man. And we got hit, and not to mention, we got hit with an X-Flare today. Well, it's yesterday and today. We got, solar flares, CMEs last about 2 or 3 days. We got hit with an X-Flare. We're getting hit with an X-Flare right now. That's why it's so warm right now, nigga. Every time we get hit with an X-Flare, shit warm up, nigga. But, yeah, we just got hit with an X-Flare. And they say this is the strongest X-Flare we got hit with in over 20 years. The last time we had something this strong was October 2003. The Carrington event is getting much, much closer. I don't think niggas gonna have time to put, like I said, when it come to New World Order, AI, World War III, it's very, very much like it's right there. But at the same time, the Stone Age, getting sent back to the Stone Age by the fucking sun in the sky from a Carrington event is this fucking close. We're long overdue for a Carrington event. We're this close to being sent back to the Stone Age, and I think that will happen before any of these other things.
Ukraine, as well as propping up puppet state regimes with the goal of pressuring America and defying freedom from our very doorstep and also in the Middle East. But here's where things get really scary and really frightening if you're in Russia. The U.S. Coast Guard, they chased this tanker for weeks. It was headed to a friendly port. It was trying to get back to Russia, and the U.S. Coast Guard commandeered it, like it was absolutely nothing and took it over under a federal warrant for hauling sanctioned stolen Venezuela crude while this thing was escorted by a Russian submarine. That's right, it was supposed to be safe, but it wasn't. And not only was there nothing the Russians could do to stop the taking of this tanker, the rest of their ghost fleet is now on notice. And so is their entire war machine. Oil is their lifeline, and without the ability to evade US sanctions and launder money and coordinate with America's enemies, one has to wonder how the Russians will fund.
And I want you to know how this is how you know this shit off stage, right? How is it that, because you know, I heard Europe and a bunch of other countries just made an they just made an alliance like the Avengers, right? Because you know Trump was talking about taking Greenland the easy way or the hard way, which is a threat. That's very much a threat. That's a threat. You feel me? So now you got all these countries teamed up with Europe, including Ukraine, the same motherfuckers that we're sending money to help against Russia. That's how you know this shit off stage, gang. This ain't nothing but I ain't gonna say you get what I mean, not stage, but this is all this is all aligned psyop, psychological operations, gang. You mean it's 79 niggas that's going against us, but we sending money to y'all to help y'all, and we taking oil from the niggas that's fucking y'all up right now, so that way y'all can have an upper hand? But now y'all, and that don't make sense. None of this shit makes sense. This is all the UN, WEF, and WHO. This is all their agenda. United Nations World Economic Forum and World Health Organization. This is all they doing, bro. And then you got the niggas that's paying them, which would be all your most elite, powerful families across the world. And then the niggas that's feeding them, draconian reptilians. Those are the ones really, really running this shit. The ETs that's trying to merge humans with AI.
Chaos in the Caribbean, Ukraine, and in the Middle East. And once that stops, the country will find itself isolated, cut off, and all alone, backed into a corner by the entire Western world. But what's really scary for the Russians is how obvious it is that their own boats are no longer safe anywhere in the world.
The bold U.S. seizure of 2 oil tankers accused of transporting sanctioned Venezuelan oil, including a Russian-flagged vessel that had been evading U.S. forces for weeks. U.S. helicopters swooping in during a dramatic pre-dawn operation. Elite Coast Guard forces rappelling onto the deck of the Sophia, a tanker sailing in international waters near the Caribbean. Near Iceland, that Russian...
Why do they say Caribbean? Nigga, it's Caribbean. What the fuck?
Flag tanker seized
crazy.
The Marinera, formerly known as the Bella One, being pursued by the U.S. Coast Guard. That vessel also linked to Venezuela's illicit oil trade, eluding capture for weeks after an earlier attempt to seize the ship in the Caribbean did not succeed.
Well, I guess all of that fear-mongering about the Russian Navy and how it's so deadly and how it's everywhere and how they got these super secret subs and we don't even know where they're at and the U.S. is powerless to stop these guys. I mean, where was the Russian Navy on this? They were escorting this thing. They were trying to keep it safe. They were trying to send a message that, hey, listen, you want to mess with Venezuela? No problem.
I ain't gonna lie, this nigga don't know the art of war, bro. I think that shit was bait. I'm gonna be honest with you. Yes, Russia has some fucking secret submarine. They probably watched the shit happen. Them niggas ain't dumb. You know, like I said, you know, a lot of people in America is incompetent. It don't matter if you got, it don't matter if you homeless or if you got money like this nigga right here. You feel me? But yeah, they and two, that the reason why that boat was old, so it's harder to be detected on radar. You feel me? Of course, niggas still got satellite imagery and shit, but still, you know, it still makes them sneakier to move around. That's why that boat's so damn old like that. They very much well could have used their own subs, but why risk your most powerful, you know, assets that you got at hand, at disposal right now? You want to save them for later. Yes, the fuck, they got plenty. Russia has serious did y'all not forget the KGB declassified a bunch of files of them shooting down unknown flying objects? You think they ain't reverse engineering and all that shit too? You think they ain't working hand in hand with China? Come on now. I ain't gonna lie, this nigga kind of dumb, bro.
But, you know, if you want to mess with us, I mean, we're ready to go. That tanker's done. That oil is headed for the U.S. Strategic Reserve right now. But there's more. Because this raid signals the end of Russian influence in the U.S.'s Western Hemisphere. That's right. If their boats aren't safe and their puppet regimes are collapsing, what business do they have over here? None. Absolutely none. And if they can't project power here like they used to through Venezuela and Cuba, which is probably not going to be around too much longer in its current state, they got no business here. They can't threaten America. They got nothing. They can be our neighbor way up there by Alaska, and that's it.
Crew hurriedly painting the Russian flag on the side of it, trying to deter a U.S. seizure.
Yeah, they became
the
Russian.
Kremlin now demanding the safe return of that crew.
They were Russian
the
to become
administration
Russian.
insisting this is all part of a larger plan to control Venezuela.
The way that we control Venezuela is we control the purse strings, we control the energy resources, and we tell the regime, you're allowed to sell the oil.
And I want you to know, this is gonna be the nigga that replaces Trump too. Cause Trump he's gonna get ready to pat. Dude is old, bro. He's gonna get ready. I think you remember how the Simpsons said that Trump was gonna get fired, and he already got 2 attempts. And y'all remember I said it was gonna be a 3rd attempt on that nigga? Yeah. And it don't necessarily have to be a sniper shot. It could be poisoning too, or something else. Who knows? But I believe this nigga, something about him just sit off with me. But something about him just lets me know that he gonna be the nigga that's gonna, cause he seemed like Donald Trump, to a certain extent, he still do what the fuck he wanna do despite what anybody say. Even the ones in his direct circle, he don't give a fuck. But this nigga, he's the perfect groom. He's the nigga that's gonna listen to every command that needs to be done and acted upon, with no second questions. And I believe he's the perfect fit.
So long as you serve America's national interest.
And that does not mean selling your illegal sanctioned stolen oil which was stolen from U.S. companies decades ago, to America's enemies. You don't do that, especially when America's enemies are going to go out there and use that oil to make war against our allies. Yet for some reason, former U.S. presidents allowed this axis of evil to exist for decades. We're talking Russia, Venezuela, Cuba, Iran, countries that helped Russia evade U.S. law enforcement and sanctions, making them basically worthless while enriching themselves. And after enriching themselves, what do? They then go and buy Russian military aircraft and hardware and use that to threaten their neighbors, but not anymore.
The Trump administration has translated to Delcy Rodriguez, the now interim president of Venezuela, that in order to resume oil production and oil sales, they must sever economic ties with the United States foreign adversaries. That includes countries like China, Russia, Cuba, Iran, all countries that have really been propping up
regimes.
What was Maduro's regime for so many years.
These places were propping up each other. It's not like these places propped up Venezuela and got nothing in return for it. No, you know what Venezuela was doing? That communist country, they failed so spectacularly. They've got the most oil in the entire world, but their oil industry couldn't maintain itself profitably enough to continue operating. So what do the Venezuelans do? Well, they said, hey, look, we've got all this oil, but we can't refine it anymore because due to corruption and mismanagement and our terrible economic policy of communism, all of our infrastructure's rotted away. But guess what? Russia and Iran, they know how to refine this oil. So why don't we load up these rusting tankers and sail them across the 7 seas to these regimes, let them keep however much of it they want, and then they'll send us back one of these tankers, which is 25% full, maybe it's half full of refined gasoline. So in Venezuela, we can drive around in our cars. And then, you know what? If we have any oil left over, we'll sell it to Cuba. Keep them going. Keep that regime propped up while Cuba allegedly was sending security forces over to Venezuela to help protect Maduro. Those were the people guarding him when the U.S. extracted him from his bedroom at 2 o'clock in the morning.
I think this is about India. Again, multiple goals here.
Oh, yeah, they buy Russian oil.
The tankers say you're violating sanctions. We're going to enforce sanctions. Who is the biggest buyer of Russian oil right now?
India.
So they're saying, look, you guys are continuing to buy sanctioned Russian oil, and there is a ton of it floating around the world right now. There is a massive amount of seaborne oil at sea inventories. And so what they're saying to India is, look, we've tolerated it. We've let it happen. We've talked about it. Yeah. We've given you warnings. Now we're actually going to act on it.
Rob, what's this?
This is President Trump aboard Air Force One, where he talked about sanctions against India for purchasing Russian oil.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
He wanted to make me happy, basically. He wanted to. Modi's a very good man. Yes. He's a good guy. He knew I was not happy. And it was important to make me happy. They do trade.
It's important to make me happy.
We can raise tariffs on them very quickly, and it would be
people are
very
afraid
bad
of that.
for them.
So when India's buying Russian oil, and Russian oil is mixed with Venezuelan stolen oil, India's getting a pretty good deal because Russia can sell that oil at...
Ain't this the same video where like Trump was like, he don't believe he gonna make it into heaven or some shit like that? That's some crazy shit to say about yourself. I ain't gonna cap. He's like, I don't believe I'm a heaven bound man. You know, I was like, what? I mean, we know why, because you was doing them strange things with Epstein, nigga.
Low prices because they got some of it for free. But here's how things are now different. India is a very smart country. They've got an India first agenda over there, as they should, as every nation should have. But what have they been doing? They've been doing what they can for their people. They've been getting the cheapest fuel that they can so that they can expand their economy and have prosperous lives. But the only reason they've been able to do that is because worthless U.S. presidents in the past put sanctions on Russia and they did nothing to enforce those sanctions. So what happens? We got illegal oil shipping all over the world. We've got Russia offloading that illegal oil, selling it to other countries who they shouldn't even be buying it but are allowed to get away with it because we tolerated it. Well, that's now over. And with Russia no longer having access to vast oil markets, oil's like 30% of their GDP, around that much. If 30% of how they make money goes in the tank, they're not going to be able to wage war forever. And Russia might have massive other problems on top of that.
State-owned refiners in India are still buying Russian oil. The U.S. imposed a secondary 25% tariff on Indian goods in August, citing New Delhi's continued imports of Russian crude. Washington also sanctioned Russian oil companies Lukoil and Rosneft in late November. On Sunday, Lindsey Graham
Why weren't they
claimed that
sanctioned
India's US
before?
Ambassador Vinay Mohan Katara had asked him to urge President Trump to lift these tariffs, arguing that New Delhi has reduced its purchase of Russian oil, while India's overall demand for Russian oil, crude oil fell in December. Analysts say the decline was largely driven by reduced buying from Mukesh Ambani-owned Reliance Industries, which had been a major importer before the U.S. sanctions.
You know, so there you have it. It's not like President Trump is telling India, hey, you can't buy Russian oil. Basically saying, look, you can still buy it if you want to, but if you want to buy it and you want to support America's enemies, you're going to pay it back when you do business with our economy. This is why the whole tariff thing is such a smart way to peacefully govern and peacefully protect American interests, because that high tariff that stops Indian companies from succeeding in our economy offsets any gains their economy might have on a productivity basis from getting super cheap oil that makes things more efficient over there. You see how this works? That's why the whole tariff thing is really smart. We don't have to go to war with Russia. Okay, maybe we have to seize a tanker or two when it's full of illegal sanctioned Venezuelan oil and we've got a order to do it. Maybe we've got to do that. But by cutting Russia off and basically tanking one of the largest sectors of their economy peacefully without firing a shot, Vladimir's going to have to decide how bad he really wants to keep fighting an endless war in Ukraine while not doing business with the United States, while losing access to the world's greatest economy himself. Think about it. The U.S. and Russia could really help each other if they were friendly, if we didn't have these endless wars, and that's the end game here. But wait till you hear how bad things are going to get for Russia before they come around.
Think about what could be done here. So Russia, and when you talk about going after the core, the nucleus of somebody's power, like 30 to 40% of Russia's GDP comes from selling oil. So it's already hurting them that oil's down from $70 or $80 a barrel to like 56 now, which I almost think the market was anticipating this takeover of Venezuela with what oil prices have been doing. So what could be done now where India buys like 30% of, they represent like 30% of Russia's oil buyer. So now could we start selling Venezuela's oil to India to offset that?
That's exactly what's going to happen.
Russia's oil, because if we chop away at Russia's oil demand, then that decimates them.
What a win we've got going on here. India wants cheap oil. They want to have really cheap oil. Guess what? They're going to get all that Venezuelan oil. Venezuela's got plenty of oil to sell India, which means India is going to help restore Venezuela while no longer helping Russia at all. So this is going to be a major win for India. It's going to be a major win for Venezuela. It's going to be a major win for the U.S. companies who are now going back into Venezuela to work on extracting oil that they had a right to extract decades ago. This is going to be great for everybody. Very bad for the Russians at the exact same time. Also, think about this. If low oil prices are bad for America's enemies, like Russia, how does a green agenda that wants to jack up domestic oil prices, not just here, but in Europe and in other parts of the globe, how is that a good thing? That green agenda, that whole scam, that was enriching America's enemies as well.
The lower price in oil and the lack of buying pressure from countries, because it's really just China and India that buys Russian oil, and Iran a little bit. But so, if Iran falls,
look at this.
We have Venezuela's oil, then really we have the biggest oil producing countries in the world, like at our mercy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you know what this is doing? Let me tell you what it's doing. And this is the feeling I'm getting. And I'm really curious to know how he's going to react. I think he is fully suffocating Putin.
Yeah.
I think he is fully suffocating Putin to the point where you ever gone into a fight and a guy is choking you and you're willing to do anything and everything to get out of it, or else you're going to pass out and you do something really dumb and reckless?
Mm-hmm.
What's Putin's next move? Actually think about it.
Another submarine?
No, but really, what do you do next?
Easy. End the war in Ukraine. Start cooperating in a fair, peaceful way with the rest of the world economy. That's going to be the best thing for the people in Ukraine. That's going to be the best thing for the people in Russia. That's going to be the best thing for people and freedom all across the world. That's going to be a great thing. That's what you do. Now, that doesn't let you be a tyrant and wield the sword indiscriminately against your neighbors. Doesn't let you do that. But it does offer a way out that doesn't require any more fighting. And what's so crazy is in America, we've got almost universal support for supporting Ukraine. But as it turns out, the way to end the war in Ukraine is to do what the Trump administration did in Venezuela. And that operation that got him out of his bedroom early in the morning, that is being called lawless and wrong by people who say they want to see the Ukraine war end almost immediately. That's going to end this war. It's going to happen. This is a great thing. It's going to end things peacefully. It's going to stop the fighting. This is going to do the thing that everybody says they want. But now the question is, what happens to Russia?
So it's like, okay, all right, so you're putting sanctions on, EU and whatever. I'll do business with India. No, you can't. All right, Iran, keep sending me drones so I can attack Ukraine. Nope, decimate Iran. So they can't. So now I can't buy drones from Iran to attack Ukraine. No. Okay, so let me go to China. China can't get the oil from Venezuela now. So now, look, he is so cornered right now.
Because of what happened in Venezuela. That's the missing piece of the puzzle. These regimes, Venezuela, Cuba, Iran, China, Russia, they're all together. They're like the tower of Jenga blocks. You pull one out at the bottom, the whole thing collapses, and that's exactly what we're seeing right now, and it's happening peacefully. The U.S. doesn't have to attack Iran, doesn't have to attack Venezuela or Cuba or China or Russia to bring this about. It's a major strategic victory. It needs to keep happening, and this is why we need things like tariffs in place so that we can peacefully bring countries like India around. We can convince them and say, hey, you buy oil from whoever you want to, but we're going to get that money back in the form of tariffs. And you know something? These regimes, man, they must really miss a bunch of the last U.S. presidents that we've had in office that put sanctions out there and did absolutely nothing to enforce them and let them keep playing their little games with the little shadow fleet. That's over. They miss our former presidents.
Do you think?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I ain't lying about that. So that, all in all, just wanted to show y'all that because, I mean, y'all clearly see it's finna get real. Y'all clearly see that moves are being made to set up this big PSYOP event. Both ww3 and Project Bluebeam, because I think ww3 will come first, and then while everybody's in fear, everybody's in such major desperation, just looking for that savior. You dig? That savior. you know, boom, that's when they gonna hit the they got that voice to skull, you know, technology where everybody hearing a voice in their heads and they like, what the fuck is that? You feel me? And they think it's coming from the sky, and you know, the holler, y'all already know, y'all see this shit all the time on Instagram and TikTok. Y'all be seeing it. So yeah, America's not ready for war. And if Russia decides to strike us sometime today, sometime tomorrow, so who knows? It could be today, it could be tomorrow, it could be 2 weeks from now, a month from now, 3 months from now, 6 months from now, maybe a year from now. They gonna do something about that shit. They not playing no games. They gonna tap in with others. You feel me? Like, it's finna get real. And I don't think, like I said, a lot of niggas is not ready. A lot of people in America are mentally incompetent, and that's due to the education, you know, the curriculum system that's been built here. Due and all the poisons they're putting in the food, chemical preservatives and all that shit, processed, you know, chemicals that's being put in processed foods. So you know, that's bringing down people's mental state down here. You know, as kids, we getting fed candy and all this bullshit by our parents who don't know no better. It's not their fault, they just don't know no better. You know, and that's causing the frontal lobe development to slow down. You feel me? It's prohibiting the growth of the frontal lobe, which, you know, leads to more mental incompetence in America. You know, cognitive dissonance, which we see on a day-to-day basis, especially in them Caucasoids. So yeah, and then, like I said, physically, a lot of niggas are unfit, man. And when it comes to getting boots on the ground, running, hopping fences, hopping gates, crawling through tight spaces, you probably it might be shit so bad niggas gotta sleep in the rain and shit, cause ain't no more buildings and shit, they all destroyed or whatever. Or if you can't find a good building, ain't no bed in that motherfucker, ain't no internet in that motherfucker. You gotta light up your motherfucking lantern, candle, flashlight, whatever, lay on that ground, dirty ass ground, and get whatever rest you can to survive the next day. We're being put in a position where each and every present day, we're gonna focus on doing things that helps us make it to the next day. Simple. And I be telling, this really it's gonna be heavy for my black people, because y'all gotta remember, don't nobody fuck with us. No other race fucks with us. I don't give a fuck if niggas is speaking up and holding up for us, cool, whatever. But at the end of the day, that's just the minority out of the majority. Every other race don't fucking fuck with us, except the Hispanics. You feel me? But other than that, don't nobody else fuck with us. They look down on us, and they leech off of us, because they know we make anything poppin'. They know we make everything that we touch, it becomes gold. The Midas touch. It's profitable. We're profitable people. So when shit hit the fan, we gotta look out for each other. You feel me? And a lot of motherfuckers, and that's gonna be the time, you know, you got all these racist motherfuckers. That's gonna be the perfect time for them to do all the fucking sick shit that they want to do to us. Don't get so caught up in this happy ass, go ass world. No, it's not. Niggas got a lot of motherfuckers got some sick thoughts in the back of their head, cuz. And they deserve to be killed. That's why I said a culling needs to take place on this earth. A cleansing needs to take place. And it don't gotta be me. The planet needs to do that shit. A tsunami, a giant global tsunami, something. An ethnic cleansing needs to take place on everybody except my people, cuz. I appreciate y'all back, y'all. Y'all staying tuned, and like always, I'll be back with another one. One love, make universal love, y'all. America is not ready for ww3.